the things I want to keep in mind when I'm finishing a heel hook is I want to minimize how much he's able to stretch his leg out, okay? The straighter he keeps his leg, the worse it is, because it's going to be much easier for him to rip that leg out and escape and counter the heel hook. So the analogy I like to use is good, okay, bent, stripper pole, bad, right? Stripper poles are very bad.
It's kind of true,
right? So what I'm going to do to help me keep this bend is my leg, the leg that's under his leg here. I'm actively squeezing into the back of his thigh. Okay. So now when I get to go for this the heel hook, okay, so I want to drop my elbow right on top of the toes here. Okay. So depending on the position of his foot, if the side of his foot's on the floor, it's going to make it that much easier for me to finish the heel hook. Okay. So I use this elbow, I pull towards my hip. Okay. Now you're going to find this an underlying theme is getting that elbow to the hip. Okay. So I'm here. Okay. I'm here in honey hole right here. Boom. I got his leg. I'm not going to jump for his heel. I'm not going to dive for it. I'm going to bring his heel to me. Okay, so I'm going to come here with my elbow, pull his foot to me with my elbow. My right hand's going to catch the heel, and my forearm comes under here for a butterfly. It's called I call this a butterfly grip. Okay, now when I finish this here, all I'm going to do, I'm keeping his toes pinched between my arm and my ribs. My right hand's catching the heel. I'm going to rotate the heel up towards me and thrust my hips in. There's not a lot of movement, okay? And that's one of the biggest mistakes a lot of people make when they're finishing the heel hook. They start to turn like this, right? And because I'm turning, it gives him the opportunity to turn, and then I run a higher risk of losing it. I could easily just continue to roll with him, but it's too much work. And like I was saying earlier, as long as you really occupy all that space, okay, take up all that real estate, the submission should come very quick with very little movement. Make sense? So again, just the same thing with the honey hole position here, okay? I'm controlling the knee line, making sure that this knee is above my thighs. Okay, the closer that knee line comes between my legs, the less control I'm going to have, and the easier it's going to be for him to counter. Okay, so I'm here, get the elbow to the top of the toes, I pull it in here, catch a heel, lift, boom, here. Okay, and look, I'm kind of twisted up, look, my knees are pinching here, feet are crossed. I roll and I hip. Make sense?
So instead of catching the wrist and the heel with your wrist, you create less space by cupping.
Yes, well, because I'm using that to pull.
Yeah.
And the other mistake a lot of people make, and why you don't see a high percentage of heel hooks being finished, is because one thing. Everyone places the heel here. It could be finished here, but all it takes is a ballerina toe to take away a lot of the surface area for your forearm to hook onto. But even with the ballerina toes, if I grab the heel, as long as I'm adding meat to that heel, and I'm giving myself more surface area to lock my forearm onto. Make sense? So please give this leg. So I'm here, boom. Okay? So here, honey hole. The elbow comes to the top of by the toes, and I bring that foot or those toes towards my ribs. My right hand comes to the heel, and I'm going to use my right hand to lift to slide my arm under here. Okay, and then all I'm doing is a slight lift with my hands or my arms, and then I'm going to hip thrust. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Pull, hip. Okay. That's the motion, is this. So I'm here, I lift, boom. I tilt the heel towards me a little bit, and I hip into it. This. That's it. Again, very little movement, okay? Because I'm creating the bend in his leg. I'm taking away, by keeping this bend, I'm taking away his opportunity to roll. I'm taking, okay, so the only way for him to roll is if his leg straightens out. Okay, just remember, stripper pull bad. Okay, and if I straighten it out like this, the only way I have to finish is to rotate and turn. Okay, but if it's here, all I have to do is take his heel up in this direction and push his knee in that direction. So I'm taking two very big joints in the leg, okay, and taking them in two opposing directions. I'm pulling his heel up in one direction and my hips are pushing his knee in the other. Make sense? Any questions? Yes.
For the leg that's curling over,
Yeah.
Do you want to curl that into the butt?
No, because I need that leg up and behind the leg. So I usually keep it scissor. Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
So I just keep my ankles crossed like this. Yeah. Because if I figure 4 here, I'm not going to be able to utilize this leg behind this knee to create the bend. Make sense? Cool?
Can you show that one more time, the way you had his legs on the...
Yeah. Yeah, just here. Yeah. Okay, so here, lift.
Yeah, that is tight.
It's such a different heel hook, right? It's such a different heel hook.
Cool. All right, guys, let's go drill. 1, 2, 3.